Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, the 5th installment starring Tom Cruise, and this one has all kinds of great stunts, including Tom hanging off the side of a cargo plane, and this actually was him.
I'm on the plane! Open the door! How did you get in the plane? Not in the plane! I'm on the plane! Open the door! Benji, open the door!
Yes, there you go.
Suspense is killing me here.
You know what? This is the opening scene of the movie. This is before the credits roll. So right from the get-go, you're thrown into this world once again. And Tom Cruise, you see him there on the motorcycle as well. Whatever you think about the guy's personal life and who he is, he's a world-class actor. He's an action star who can still pull it off. He's a consummate professional. And he still is so fantastic in this role. And the movie, I don't want to rank them all, but it's one of the strongest in the series. It really feels like a Bond movie. And it's sort of like the gang got back together again. You see Rebecca Ferguson there. She's the sort of femme fatale slash protagonist in this one. Very strong. She carries much of the movie. Plus, you've got Alec Baldwin sort of chewing up the scenery as the head of the CIA in this one. Amazing, elaborate action with great set pieces that kind of move seamlessly from one to the other. I mean, if there's one fault I could say, the dialogue gets a little expository when they have to explain in a heavy-handed manner all of the different sort of nefarious plans of the bad guys and things like that. But this is so satisfying.
When you make that statement, though, about how satisfying this movie is, that's kind of unprecedented when you look at it's the 5th installment in a series. Usually as these things go along, they get weaker and weaker, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Usually they peter out, but this one has found a new life, essentially, I think, and they almost are trying to reboot it into a new trilogy, I will say. So a lot of great intrigue here, and yeah, these particular chases with the motorcycles and the cargo plane thing, those are worth the price of admission. Plus, there's a lot of humor in this one, so it was a great mix of drama, action, thrills, humor, international locations, ultimately satisfying. One of the best, I say, and just a great summer thrill ride.
I'm getting a good feeling about this one, Thor. What's the verdict?
You know it, 4 out of 5 for Rogue Nation. Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, let's switch gears and talk about Vacation.
Okay, on the flip side of things, now this is a reboot or a sequel or I don't know what, but it's been over 30 years since National Lampoon's Vacation when
30 years.
Chevy Chase, yeah, it was 83 actually, so over. Chevy Chase took the family to Wally World. Now, Rusty, the son in that movie, is a grown-up, played by Ed Helms, and he's taking his family on a trip to Wally World to sort of recreate the Vacation. And you see this gag here, it's reminiscent of a lot of the stuff we saw in the previous ones. Yeah, these are the two brothers who don't get along so well. The younger brother actually bullies the older one. This was full of so much juvenile, crass, offensive humor, and it was so derivative of the first one. Really made me cynical, and the laughs were just sort of, they seemed like the script was penned by an 11-year-old. So there's a couple funny parts. Chris Hemsworth has a good extended cameo, and the chemistry between Ed Helms and Christine Applegate is decent. But then they trot out Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo for a little bit of a nod to the original, and it's just sad. It made me just sort of...
Did it make you miss the 80s a little bit?
It did, and it left a really bad taste in my mouth, so this is why reboots don't work. One of the worst films of the year, I have to say.
All right, so what's the verdict?
A couple of bright spots here. Other than that, nothing to take home. 1 out of 5. Oh.
Disappointing.
That one hammer sounds so lonely.
I have to say, it's not really that surprising, right?
Not really.
No.